Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Midday Prayer. I'm going to bring back a song that I played before, just because I think it's appropriate for the start of our Monday. I'll talk a little bit about peace, and then I'm going to read kind of a poem/prayer from Conversations with God. It's a book that I've used before with our time together, and that's what we will kind of end on, with a little bit of quiet and peace. I'm going to let the kind of nature speak to us a little bit. So, hi, Beth. Hello, everyone. So we're going to start with the song, Grant Peace. And we've heard this one before, so it's not new.
Peace we pray in mercy, Lord. Grant peace we pray in mercy, Lord. Grant peace we pray in mercy, Lord. Grant peace we pray in mercy, mercy, Lord. Peace in our time most send us, for there is none on earth but you, none other to defend us. You only, Lord, can fight for us. Only, Lord, can fight for us. You only, Lord, can fight for us. You only, Lord, can fight for us. You only.
So I hope that centered you and a spirit of peace. I know that right now in our world, there is an uprising happening. There is a spirit of justice happening. And it's unrest, like there's unrest in our world. And I know that for many of us, we just want to get to a place of quiet and peace, right? Much more comfortable space. And I want to offer that we can continue to pray for God's peace in this time. And that peace will look like mercy for us. That peace will look like a calm for us, along with allowing us to be present in our world, right? So the peace that we pray for is a peace that sustains us as the Spirit is moving in our world. I hope that makes sense. It's not to quiet or silence the voices, but to hear what is being said and to hear what God would like for us to do in those moments. And what we pray for in that peace is that the unrest will be heard, and that we will be sustained in it and be a part of lifting up as people together. That peace can look like dealing and struggling and grappling with our world and the issues in it and the things that are causing a lot of crying out, and I'm certain that many people are really uncertain of what to do next, and confusion and chaos feels like, and that there is a peace available for everyone. And that peace doesn't look like silence. That peace looks like sustainability and love with one another and sharing in God's grace and mercy with one another, and seeing what God is showing us, how we can and should and will and do present ourselves in the world, show up in the world. That's the word I was looking for. So I like to go back sometimes to prayers and poems that are written from others. And this one is called Ah, Tender Soul, and it's by Benjamin Tucker Tanner. It was written in 1899. This book actually is pretty valuable for me anyway. This is lots of conversations, lots of poems and prayers from ancestors who were enslaved and went through the bondage of slavery into the different eras of our history. And throughout, there have been different prayers and different conversations with God as to what is going on around them. And so this one I thought went well with the song, and hopefully it will go sit well with you and bring you some sort of peace this morning, this afternoon, I'm sorry. And we will just end with that and just I'm going to take my headphones out and listen to the sounds around us. And it's going to be our prayer time today. Very simple. Okay. Ah, tender soul, already burdened with the woe that doth from human ills outflow, already burdened with grief that save in thee finds no relief. Ah, tender, loving soul. Ah, tender soul, and can it be that I will add unto the weight, make thee more sad? Add to the grief of thy poor heart, more pain, have it more keenly smart? Ah, tender, loving soul. Ah, tender soul, ignoble is the part I play, despite my groan, despite my say, from out thy sorrow, help me, Lord, and save according to thy word. Ah, tender, loving soul. Oh God, in your compassion towards us, the tender kindness and love that you extend toward us, we pray for this to be the grounding work of peace in our world, that we would seek you in all of this, find you and your presence in the midst of what feels like a very difficult, unfamiliar space for some, or a very painful and grief-filled space for others. We pray for your spirit to move among us, to send us peace for sustainability and strength, to be your hands and feet in this world, to love our neighbor, to care for those who cry out, to listen to those in the margins, and to be active in the world where you show us to go. Help us to love those who need love, to feed those who are in need of food, to listen to those who have something to say, to care for one another, to hold one another, to be present with one another. That be what peace looks like. among us and in your world. May the peace of God sustain and keep you today and the rest of this week. I will see you all tomorrow. And we do all of this in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Be at peace today. Please feel free to send any prayer requests to us. We do keep track of them, and we do pray for people, not just here at Midday Prayers, but throughout the week. So if you have anyone that really needs some extra prayers, send them our way. I hope that you were able to feel that today, just a little bit of peace. I know it's very hard for all of us to be kind of inundated with lots of different things coming at us, right? So I hope that this in some ways grounds you and the peace that you need to move forward for the rest of this week. And whatever work you are doing, however you are serving and being with your neighbor. All right. All the love. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless you. Thank you for showing up.